Okay, I think that
We're all set.
We are all set. Others who will be joining later on, please do know that we will have this webinar recorded. So at any moment you are able to revert and go back to everything that we spoke if you missed something. I will repeat this a couple of times during the webinar for others who join later on. So I think that we can get started. And today we wanted to talk to you about our complete feature overview of our track application. My name is Antonia Netolitsky. I'm a key account manager here at GIS Cloud, and here with me, I have Nika Filakovic. Hi, Nika.
Hi, guys.
Okay, so Nika is our customer success specialist and support manager. So probably you already spoke with her at some point, or maybe you will in the future. So we wanted to start off today's session with just a short recap of our latest application. For some of you who already know, GIS Cloud has released our track application. It's not a new product, let's say it like that, but optimized and enhanced product for mobile use, because until now the track application has only been available for connecting to some GPS units directly into your vehicles, but now we actually have an application that is compatible to work with your mobile devices and therefore help you out with your management of your fleet or anything else that you actually need to. So in today's session, we will be mostly focusing on a complete feature overview, because we already hosted 2 webinars on this topic related to the use cases and how you can utilize the application in your workflow. But today we wanted to just go in depth of the application and show you exactly how you can use it. Therefore, we will not be focusing on any kind of demo presentation part, but we actually like to switch directly to a live demo and walk you through the application itself. So without further ado, let's just switch to our application. And I will start by logging in with my credentials. As everything else in GIS Cloud, of course, they are the same for any application that you are using. You don't need to have like a unique account for this. Once you are logged into the track application, this is the web side of things, administrative side of application, let's say it like that. You are guided to the map screen. And the application and workflow that we will be showing today will be focusing on the map section, report section, alerts, as well as the POIs, or points or places of interest, as well as the settings. So we have our application divided into 2 segments when we talk about the map side of things. We have on the left units, and on the right we have the map screen itself. So let's start with just giving you info about the units here. So these are the test accounts of our GIS Cloud team, and each of them has his own user details, and how you can actually enable and activate your users or units here is simply by updating your mobile application. So I'm talking about the MDC application. And for that, I will just quickly connect to my mobile device to show you how easy it is to actually enable new users to be a part of your fleet. So let's just cast the screen mirroring quickly. And what you actually need to do is you need to go to your mobile data collection application. You are quite familiar with it, I would say. And under the settings, we have this new option available, which is called Track My Location. So you need to turn on the option to make your device available for tracking. That means that you can also turn it off at any moment to control this. And you can see immediately I began to become active in my units list. Okay, so that's it for the mobile side of things for now. Later on, we will switch back to show you how you can follow and track this from the mobile side of things as well, from the administrative side, of course. So let's talk a little bit about the map screen. So what you are able to do here is you are able to switch in between the maps. So you are not only able to use the default map that we have here. You are actually able to use any of your maps that you already have pre-existing in GIS Cloud. So let's say if you need to see the movement of your collectors who are working on an ongoing project with the combination of MDC application, then you can actually open that map up and see how the points that or assets that they have been collecting so far follow the movement of them as well, just to make that kind of quality assurance here. Of course, you can see here that you are able to filter through your maps and through the maps by name or by different types that we have here. So you can simply select the map that you would like to work on. So let's just zoom into our map. And you can see a couple of vehicles here. I'm zoomed out a little bit because I do have a colleague currently far away from us, but let's go more into our area of interest, let's say it like that. And you can see I do have additional layers on my map, now overlaying the units as well. So what you are able to do when it comes to the layer list, you are able to turn it on and off. You can collapse the categories or classes. You are able to turn the visibility on and off, also for each and every class within the layer as well. And you are able to make certain transparencies or zoom into the layer. In addition to that, what you are also able to do is you are able to activate the following of all units. Of course, you can switch by clicking on info button to turn the functionality off, which also enables you to click on certain objects on a map to get that information that you are actually able to get in any of our applications that we have. Here you also have option of switching to Google Street View if necessary. Okay, so this is when it comes to the map side of things, screen side of things, So let's talk a little bit more about units. So now we are here. And first, what we are able to do is we are able to see the information display. Information display is a great thing because you have a lot of available parameters to use here, and depending on what you would like to activate it, these are the available options. So info is something that is presented when we access each and every unit individually, which you will see a little bit later. Unit list is what we are seeing here. So we see unit name, address, time, and type. This is what we are listing here. And map unit marker is what we are seeing on a map over each unit. As far as the graph available parameters goes, this is something that you will also see later on for when we will be actually doing the graphs and charts for history of our units movements. So of course, we are able to add them by drag dropping it or removing it by Xing it. We are able to rearrange it as well. So of course, certain limitations are here available in place when it comes to working with the mobile device, because you cannot imagine receiving information regarding the, I don't know, fuel level on your mobile device. So again, this application is compatible for working with mobile, but as well we maintain that history of GPS units as well. Okay, so what else we have? We have an option of setting up certain labels. So you can see here, if I close it up, you see certain labels appearing with each vehicle or unit. You are able to maintain it by assigning certain classes and categories to your units, which will later on help you with certain alerts and reports that we will be talking about. You are able to create labels through our settings, but also a couple of ways to actually activate them. But let's go and discuss settings since we are currently here. A couple of things that you are able to set up here. First is to set up the organization. Then you are able to manipulate and manage the drivers that you have. So you are always able to create a new driver. So let's just type in one driver, add the email to it, and save it. This means that later on for each unit, we will be able to add drivers to them. When it comes to the units itself, you are able to see them listed here and the type of what they are actually using. Nika is the truck one and she's using a banana. so let's check her out. Of course, if you click on it, it will automatically guide you to the unit in that we talk about. And like I said, we can manage labels as well by creating new ones or simply update the existing ones. Of course, we can always delete the labels that we no longer have the need for. So back to the banana, let's say it like that. So when we are talking about the units itself, what we are able to do with units, we are able to edit them. And under the info display, this is the one that I was talking about related to the informational display info. We can access it here as well. So this is the information that we are seeing when editing a certain unit. And on the right, we can also add additional details to help us understand each unit that we have. We can choose the type of the unit, whether it is a pedestrian or any of these available vehicles, and define the model, registration number, maybe if we are talking about the vehicle. So you can customize this as you need to. Next to the details, we also have the maintenance and fuel usage. This is something that we can define here as parameters to help us out later on when dealing with alerts and reports. So this is not something that is actually used here, but for later on alerts that we can set up. So what you can do, you can set up an alert for registration, which then you can manipulate and say, okay, I have a registration coming up, send me an alert based on that. Of course, this is not where we set it up, but we define the parameters for later on alerts for that. Of course, we also have the odometer value here available where we can actually write in the current mileage that we did on our vehicle, because I don't know, you would like to have some sort of service done prior to registration if you had certain mileage on your vehicle, which you can then here add as well. As for the fuel usage, not something that is also manipulated here, but good for later on alerts. This is where we add the readings as well and values that are necessary. So you can actually manage that here. So you can define the size of your tank, the expenses that you have and things like that, because this will also be important later on when you see about abilities and options available through alerts and reports that we have. Okay, so this is about the units itself, where you can actually manipulate and get additional information about them. But one final thing that is available through the map section is the history, where we can actually define the charts that we would like to see. And let's see about the vehicle. Let's use the truck one because we know the movement you had, I think, last week.
Yeah.
So let's just make sure about 29th until today. Let's see the history. So it will immediately show us, let's just turn off this layer for better visibility.
Yeah, I was all over the place.
So you have been driving around, but of course, yeah, we can see the movement. About if we would like to have more precise history based on each day, then we would have a little bit more clear picture about her movement over the course of time. Yeah, this is how we can follow each and every vehicle, of course, not just Nika. We can also, let's see if I did something during that time. Where am I? Can you help me?
Focus.
This one? Okay, so I have been playing around a bit, so a lot of things going on with my account. So let's just switch back to more precise one of Nika. Yeah, I think that's all there is to it. Of course, you can clear paths to reset everything and go from there. So this is all there is to the map screen. So maybe Nika, can you guide us through the next thing that we wanted to show?
Well, the next thing that I would like to show are the points of interest. Why? Because this is something we will use later on when when we'll be discussing alerts and reports. So in short, what are POEs? Those are points of interest, but in reality, they are any features, but polygon features that you can add to a map. And those features are usually some areas of interest that you can add, and then later on you can use to notify and to track the movements of your users. And how to add them to a map. You can add them by clicking a new group here and then just name it. Maybe not like that. And then you have two options. You have the option of creating a new polygon feature or adding a point around which you will be able to create a buffer on. And that is what I will show you now. So you can also have to name it. And here in the buffer section, you choose the radius in meters that will be created around this point. Let's say 300 meters. And then just draw it on a map. And once you click save, I actually forgot to turn on the visibility. And there we go. Once you click save, it appears on the map. And now what will happen if our truck, for example, drives through it? Our system will notify that, and later on what you can do with that information is to create an alert or report on. So anytime a driver walks into the point of interest, you will get a notification. And another thing that you can do, you can actually, besides creating a point or a polygon on the map directly in Track, you can import your features from a table or a layer you already have in GIS Cloud. So it has to be a polygon layer though. So just add an existing one. I think that's all about our points of interest.
Yeah, of course, the points of interest are similar to the parameters that we have in info for each vehicle. It's only a preparation for later on alerts or reports that we will now go into. So let's jump right into it. I will now go through the alert section. So alerts are something of live notification about certain criteria that you set up. So alerts can be set up on multiple things. Some are available through the mobile application, some are actually requiring GPS units on vehicles, but let's go through them nonetheless. So first one that we can create is about speeding. And let's just get a name. And this will enable us to activate alerts based on each unit speeding. Pretty much self-explanatory here. If you would like to use a different email from the one that you are using for accessing the track application, you can write in the email here. And you are able to define how often you would like to receive those alerts. So would you like it to be sent like frequently every 5 minutes, 15 minutes, and so on? And then how much time does the system needs to wait until it sends you next time notification, depending on the first parameter that you set up. You are able to select units here, either all units or each and every individual unit by hand, or you are able to choose it based on the labels. That's why I showed you labels earlier, because this way you can create like classes or categories, which then you can then select to use for setting the alerts upon. So if you don't want all vehicles, you can just decide here. Yeah. You are also able to choose the days of the week when you would like to receive the alerts. So is it just on working days or entire week? Of course, also the time of the day that you would like to receive this by. Is it just through working hours or entire day? You are able to define it here. Also, important part, how the speed limit that you would like to define for when somebody goes over it to receive the alert by. So let's say 7 kilometers per hour, and then you just go about, sorry, I didn't define all the parameters. So this way you can actually receive alerts based on when you were speeding. So I actually did create some alerts earlier, because of course now we are in the office, we are not able to show you live alerts coming through. So we set it up for Nika speeding. When she was driving, we set up parameters based on a speeding limit over 15 kilometers. So
I did not break any laws.
Yeah, so we wanted to make sure that we receive it and see how often. So alert will preside to you here the parameters that you set up, and of course day and time when she was speeding or when she was going over the limit. So this is an in-app notification. You will be receiving the alerts from within the app itself. And I do have a couple of them set up here, so you can view them from here. But also one other option that I set up was the email notification as well. So let me just show you how that looks like. So these are the alerts that are actually coming through. And this is how they look like. So you receive them by email, and you receive them each time that the speeding limit was broken. Okay, so this is for the speeding alerts, but we also have alerts available based on points of interest, like Nika mentioned earlier. All these parameters are pretty much repeating themselves, so you can actually define everything same as the speeding alerts, but what is different here is the parameters based on which point of interest or polygon or buffer you would like to run this by. So is it this one, webinar test? And you can define whether it is just when somebody entered or entered and exited the buffer that Nika just created. So you are able to set up alerts for that as well. What else we have? Fuel drop. Oh, no, service before that. Okay, service is the one that we talked about when I was talking about each and every vehicle individually. So this is alert based on the registration that you would like to set up. So you know that you need to go and register your vehicle or maybe do some sort of service and prepare it for it. So you just type in the information here and you will get this kind of alert for it. Next, we have the fuel drop. Of course, this alert is relying on the GPS units that you have on your vehicles. Alert is set up if you have a fuel drop of 10% of your entire
tank
volume. So it's automatically set up. Like I said, it completely depends on the GPS unit that you have for your vehicle. Same goes for the generic sensor alert. It completely depends on custom case for each and every of our clients. You can have like fuel zones or contacts and things like that. So it really depends, really custom, depending on the sensor that you have and how their parameters are set up. Ungeared, this is an alert also related to sensors or GPSs that you have on your vehicles, so you're not able to have it on your mobile. This is for when you turn on your vehicle, and then here you define the number of minutes based on which the trigger alert will happen if you are not moving. So you start your vehicle, you are standing still for, let's say, 10 minutes, and we define here 10 minutes. You will get an alert that one of your units is not moving for over 10 minutes and the engine is turned on. And the last one is the maintenance one. This is the one, again, related to the details that we have for each and every unit based on the registration that we set up. And then we say, okay, alert me 4 hours before the registration or something like that. And maybe even before certain mileage was done, then you will receive the notification that you need to go and do something related to the registration or the service that you have. Okay, so that's all there is to the alerts. Like I said, you are able to set them up either by reviewing them just through the application or receiving the email notification, which is quite powerful to actually get that kind of live data feed on any kind of potential issues, I would say like that. Okay, so now switching on to the reports.
Yeah, I would like to take over on this one. So what are reports? Well, in short, reports are documents that are generated by this system. And the track system has 4 types of reports. And I will show you both. In this case, we are here on our standard report, and our standard report can generate a document based on parameters you choose, and you create a new one by clicking the new report. And this is similar to alerts. You have to choose whether you would like to create a report on all units or a single unit or label or a certain driver. So you only get to pick one, and you also get to pick if the reports are generated daily, weekly, or monthly, and you can choose the time of the day. So the main difference between alerts and the reports is that alerts are created based on some triggers, and they are created right away, while reports are documents that are generated when you tell them to generate. So weekly, you can also choose only working days and time of the day. As for the parameter goes, these are all you can choose from. As you might be able to tell, some of these are available for the mobile app, such as length, drive time, driver, when you entered or exited the point of interest, stop time, maybe maximum speed, but the rest are available only if you have the special sensors in your vehicles. And then once you choose them, you only have to create a report name, report. Oh, if only I knew how to write report one. And you also get to choose if you wish the report to come to your email. And that is pretty much it. I do have to select a unit if I wish for this report to be able to generate. And there you go. Now, as you can see, I have created this report, but it does take some time for the report to generate. And that is why we created some test reports so you can see how they look like. So I am able to download them right here, or you'll be able to download them in your email. And there you go. Oh, in this case, we choose Antonia's vehicle, her little Ford Focus. And I have selected the start and stop time. I did not assign a driver to Ford Focus. If I had, her name would appear here as well. And you get to see the drive time, stop time, length, and every other parameter that we have chosen.
Oh, I have been going through some of your checkpoints, points of interest.
Oh, great. Well, I think that's all for the standard report. Now for the points of interest. Well, points of interest reports are the one that we talked about before. They are reports that you can generate on the base of the points of interest that you created. And it all looks pretty similar. You also get to choose the unit. You have to choose the point of interest that you would like this report to be generated on, and also need to choose the time, and then test. And there you go, you created it by clicking here. Again, it does take some time to generate, so you will be able to see it like this. There you go. Now I have created a report for my vehicle, for the truck, and chosen the point of interest that I would like. And there, here we can see the time that the vehicle entered the point of interest, and here is the exit, and the duration and the length that in meters and kilometers that the vehicle driven through the point of interest. And now the driver status. The driver status report is actually generated also by clicking new report, but it is generated on the basis of the parameters and the information that you yourself entered on the driver. So you can, the process is pretty much the same, as you might have been able to tell. And here I already created a report on the driver one, and to see what actually generates in this report, I will open it. So now you can see the name of the driver and some other information that you are able to add in the settings that Antonia showed you. And here you can see which driver actually driven which vehicle, and the emails and the notes that you might have added also in the settings. This was pretty simple, And as for the unit goes, it is all similar as the driver. also is created on the basis of the parameters that you entered about a unit. You just have to choose all or some. I will just pick randomly, give it a name, and you will get the status. And just to show you how it looks like, here you can see, in this case, I have chosen all vehicles, so I will get a report for all vehicles. This is also the information that Antonia showed you. You can add in the settings. So here are all of the vehicles that you will also be able to see in our unit map, their ID, their type. As you can see, the banana is still here, and information about their mobile devices, the devices they use.
Of course, this is not an empty data. It's just for certain vehicles, those detailed information are not entered.
Yeah,
so just to maybe show them, to remember them where they actually activated this under the settings.
And drivers.
These are the drivers.
And yeah,
the units, and
here you can add the email and the note.
Exactly.
And about the units, you can add all of the information here.
Exactly. So if the information here is not populated, you will not, of course, be able to see it when you run a report.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else to add?
That was all about the reports.
Okay, perfect. So moving back to the screen share, let's of our mobile device, because there is just one final thing that we wanted to show you when it comes to the application. This is all great. Of course, web-based application is quite efficient and gives you that ability to follow and manage the units. But what happens when you need to do it from the field as well? So we have developed the mobile application as well for that purpose. This is, like I said, again, the admin side of things. So the application is called Track. Once you log in, you will be able to see all the units here, of course, all the information regarding it, its current position. We are also able to see this kind of map screen that we have here to see all the units that we maintain, as well as settings section. The most important thing here is that you are also able to run history and charts and graphs. So there is no problem with it. So let's just check it out on
my truck.
On your truck. Did you drive yesterday?
I think I drove, yeah.
Okay, so you can see the movement here as well, same as you would see on the app side of things, web-based, I mean. So it gives you, of course, you're not able to, you do have some limitations in regards to alerts, reports, and entering certain things, of course, because we don't expect for you to actually enter user details and information like that through the mobile. While on the field, of course, you are able to manage and maintain certain things from within the office, but it gives you that ability of actually accessing through the mobile screen and check out your units live if you are also out in the field. Okay, so that should be it for the for the live demo part of things. So what we wanted to do now is simply go through the questions that you might have. I don't know how to expand this. Sorry, a little technical issue, but I think that we all get on point. Never mind. If you have any questions for us, we will be happy to go through them. Maybe one thing to mention is that we do have user guide or feature overview as well in our manual, maybe just to walk you through that. So we released complete feature overview of our track application as well. So everything that we discussed today is also available for you to check out through the user guides or our learning center, step by step on where to click, how to manage everything. So it gives you that complete overview that we discussed today. Okay, so everything regarding map, report, alert, points of interest, everything is here. You are more than welcome to go through it. Okay, so any questions for us at this point? All clear?
Yeah, we were very clear.
I think that we were very clear indeed. I do hope that if any of you guys do have any kind of questions for us that comes to your mind later on, you are more than welcome to reach out at any point to either Nika or me or info@giscloud.com. We are accessible through any sort of means. So please do reach out. We will be happy to walk you through your specific use case, your project and your needs related to the track applications. So don't hesitate to reach out. And until next time, I do wish you farewell. Take care.
Yeah, thank you guys for joining. Bye.
Yeah, bye.